Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft. I am your humble host, See You Later, and today we're going to take a look at a new project. I started on, as you can see behind me, I built up a little bit of a dirt wall here, and I went doing some other stuff and some AFK, so it's already grown grass all over the top of it. And it's starting to look pretty cool, but it needs a lot of work. And what we're going to do is, as you can see down on the bottom, if you look at the top of your screen, I set up some shulker boxes and a bed and an ender chest and a couple of chests and got some resources together. So what we're going to start off with is I'm going to try to make this thing look a little more natural by adding some stone to the outside. So let's get started with that. And the first thing I'll do is come on down here and grab some, I think we're going to grab some cobblestone, and I'm going to grab some stone, just a few stacks to start off with. And you can see I have a lot of sand and grass and things like that. I actually took this wall up from the natural sandbar that was here already, and that's the sand that we're walking on. But I've gone ahead and dug that down a couple nether levels, and I might go down just a little bit farther. Because what I decided to do, we talked about it a little bit in the last episode, and that is, I would like to make this lighthouse a functional tree farm, and the trees that we're going to grow inside of the lighthouse are going to be the tall trees. So we're going to be growing some tall spruce, and if we can get it worked out just right, maybe I can fit in some jungle trees as well. But if not, I'm pretty happy if it's just a semi-automatic, for the collection portion, semi-automatic spruce farm. We have a great big area, so there's plenty of room around, but it's not going to be this big around. I'm going to fill this in a little more. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and get started with doing some of this terraforming here. And this is going to be pretty much, like I said way early on, I haven't really done a lot of this in the past. So this is going to be kind of new for me. And I basically just want to try to make this look as natural as possible. Basically like a rock face outcropping. So I'll go ahead and get started working on that a little bit, and then I'll catch back up with you when I've made some progress. Alright guys, just before the sun sets, I think I've made just a little bit of progress here. So basically all I did was went around and covered the dirt with stone, and then I came back and put some cobblestone in at the base. Now I think this is getting there, but I went ahead and crafted up some cobblestone slabs and some cobblestone stairs, and I've also got some gravel, and I'm gonna put a couple of pieces of gravel down here and there. And then where there is a large concentration of the cobblestone at the bottom, I think I'll just go through and randomly swap out some of the blocks with the gravel and maybe some stone as well, just to kind of mix it up. I wanted to kind of make it look like, you know, this is the stone face of the outcropping that's been kind of cut off at the top and then maybe crumbled and degraded over time. So there's some rubble and some stone and things like that down at the bottom. So it's going to be nighttime. I'm going to go take a sleep real quick, and then I'll come back again when we've made just a little bit more progress, and I will see you then. Oh fishies, oh fishies. Alright guys, so I just did a couple of placements of some stairs and some slabs, and I really think that helped to make it look a lot more organic on the front here. So I'm going to keep working on some of that, but basically what I've been doing is, like, I'll see a little spot like this that looks, you know, a little too square, and then I'll just mix it up a little bit by, you know, randomly placing the stairs in different directions. And I think so what I'll do now is I'm gonna go, I didn't grab the gravel, so I'm gonna go grab some gravel and then mix that in and see what that looks like. I might just place some like on these blocks like this, where there's a stone and then a slab like here. So I might have a few more pieces of gravel over in this area. But so far I like how it's coming together. I'm really just striving so far to try to get a look that looks kind of natural, and you know, it's Minecraft, so sometimes that can be a little bit difficult to make things look natural. But the key thing is, I think, is just to keep messing around with it and playing with it, and you know, take a step back. That's a really important thing. So you know, when you place a few blocks and you want to try something out, like let's say I want to see how the gravel looks right here. See, I think that looks that would look out of place if that were the only one. But let's say we had, you know, like some of this was a little bit crumbly, not that, like that, and then maybe even like that. So now we're just mixing in a few pieces here and there. And you got to be a little bit careful about this, because wherever you put the slab, if you try to place the gravel on it, it's going to float above it if you did a bottom slab. So if I want to put gravel there, I can just take the slab out. And then same thing for the stairs. I can't really, I don't really like the look of the gravel on top of the stairs, but I can put the stairs on top of the gravel, which I think looks kind of neat also. And just change up some of these blocks here and there, like I said, and then take a step back. And if I put in a gravel, maybe I'll put in a slab places, different places. Like maybe I'll put a couple of slabs here, kind of let that gravel pop out. So yeah, I'm starting to like how that looks. I might do that same thing with the slabs right here. So let's see. I will. Yeah, let's replace that with a gravel as well, and then we'll put a slab here and here. Put gravel there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm kind of liking how that's looking, and it's really, you know, as you start to blend it with the different blocks, it really starts to blend in with the natural terrain a little more. And yeah, I like the sand there on the edges, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and take that out. But like I said, just, you know, place a couple of blocks, step back, take a look at it, see if you like where it's going. If you don't, change it out. Now another thing I could do to help with this, to make the rock face look a little more natural, since it's all stone across here, I might go grab some andesite and some granite and make a couple of little patches here and there of andesite and granite, and that, I'm sure, is really going to mix things up. So put a couple of pieces of gravel here, maybe one here, and that stair that was there, I'll put it back over here, not upside down. Although, you know, experimentally, maybe we could try and see what some upside down stair looks like. Because I really want this to look like it's, you know, naturally crumbled, and that piece would be a bunch of little stones that defied gravity. So I probably won't do that, but we could put, let's see, we could put a slab here, and that kind of mix things up a little bit, and then maybe a couple of pieces under here of the gravel, like that. So it goes from stone to cobble to gravel to sand, which actually kind of makes sense, you know, in a natural progression of degradation. Maybe even put one here as well, with a slab on top. Yeah. Now see, this is a little uniform. The others, the three there, kind of don't like that. So I'll just take a slab off and step back. And see, even just doing that, it broke it up a little bit and made a little bit of a shadow there. So yeah, that's starting to look pretty good. So let me work on that a little bit more, and I'll come back when I got some more progress to show you. And actually, before I do, I just had one more thought, which was, what if I just put a cobblestone block every once in a while here? Yeah, I like that. I'll do that as well. So let me go grab some of that andesite and granite, and we'll try that as well and see how that looks. And just randomly here and there, we'll replace some of the stone with cobble. Yeah, I like that. That's really cool. So let me see how this is a big blank face here. This is like a big blank face here. So let me just pick a couple of blocks like that one, and maybe I keep falling down, and maybe like one over on this side, and take a look at that. Yeah, that looks pretty good over here on this side. Yeah, I'm liking that. This side, I got to do something about this because it looks like I've built a little stair step here. So let me change that up a little bit, and I'll maybe put some, just like I did with the cobblestone in the stone face, I might actually let the stone come out here. So place some blocks out like that. Yeah, and see that kind of broke that up just a little bit, and maybe some gravel here, here, here. A couple of pieces of gravel here, maybe coming down into this area, mixing in with the sand. Alright, so yep, nighttime. Let me go sleep, grab some more stone, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're back, and just finished up the base. I got it pretty much how I'm liking it, and I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty natural. It definitely conveys what I was looking for as far as like the you know, kind of deteriorating and crumbly area, and you know, as if the ocean is encroaching onto the shoreline here on this little point that's sticking out. But it's a solid rock base, and it'll make a nice foundation for our lighthouse. And I went around the edges up here with the stone brick stairs. I did an upside down stairs, and then I grabbed a couple of these slow falling potions, because you can do a pretty cool thing. If you drink one of these and then you know, take off in your elytra, we can fly up, and then we can kind of take a minute while we're coasting down and look at the area. So you can see this formation already makes kind of like a circle shape here. So this is going to be the base of our lighthouse. So just for the time being, I have covered it over in grass, and that's just temporary. Like I said before, we're going to make it hollow so that we can do our tree farm on the inside. But just flying around here with the elytra, I can see the edges here, and you know, I did a couple of little things here, made it look like it was built out. Woo! That's kind of fun. But you do move kind of slow, so if you want to get where you want to go, and if we want to, we can even take our elytra off here. We'll just kind of float down, straight down. Yeah, I like how that looks. Alright. So let me just come up here, and I did one other thing. I went and grabbed some... that took a second. I went and grabbed some iron bars, because I wanted to see what this would look like if we did like a little fence line going around this thing. So I'm just going to set these down here and take a look to see what this looks like, because I think this might be kind of neat to do with the bricks here on the inside, it's kind of like a walkway. So we'll have like a little pathway that goes around the base of the lighthouse. And then if we wanted to, you know, we could put some, do some decorating out here. Maybe make a little, some bushes and little garden area, something like that. But let me just throw a couple of these down and see what that looks like. And then my thoughts on the circumference of this thing is, you know, I did a couple of little tests over in the creative world, and I just basically did a shell of you know, a cylinder shape, and grew some trees on the inside of it to see how that would work out. And I actually had some pretty cool results. There was one time using the bone blocks, which I think is what I'm going to use for the majority of the structure of the lighthouse. There was one time where, yeah, that looks kind of neat. There was one time where a jungle tree grew and it actually replaced one of the bone blocks. So when I knocked the tree out, there was a bone block missing. And if that happens, I won't be growing any, you know, I'll do a couple of tests and we'll see what happens with that. If it does happen, and I'll probably try to test it a little bit earlier on in the build so that we don't get too far. Yeah, I kind of like that. Looks neat. Just a little, you know, odd shaped fence that follows the odd shaped path going around. Yeah, I think it'll look good, and it'll probably add the iron fence there. They'll probably add a little bit of an accent to the area as well when we go around the base of it. I do plan on using the iron fence again around the top of the lighthouse because I want a lookout platform on the top of it as well. I'm also considering putting a bubble elevator in, or maybe even two bubble elevators. And the reason for that is, one could go from the floor about halfway up the tower, which is going to be the height of the trees. The trees are not going to go all the way to the top of the lighthouse. So on one side, I might have a bubble elevator that goes halfway up, and then maybe a little catwalk that goes around the inside. And then on the other side, we'll have another bubble elevator, maybe, or in the center possibly, that will take us all the way up to the top of the lighthouse. Because I really would like it if the very, very top of the lighthouse, there was a little spot for us to pop out the top. Because we could also use it as an Elytra launching platform, which is pretty cool. So for the size of it, I was just looking at this a little earlier before I came back on. And I think this area right about here is just about the middle of this little green semicircular area here, and I counted out these blocks right here. If this happens to be the center, from here over to here is 12 blocks. So I think what I would like to do is make a 16 wide circle for the base, and the reason I'm choosing an even number wide, I usually wouldn't you know, do an even number, but if we do an even number, then that'll give us in the exact center a place where we can put you know, dirt down, and it will be able to do like this. I'll just show you with the bricks so it makes more sense. We'll be able to put down 4 blocks here, and then, you know, let me dig this out, and 4 blocks here, and I'll go ahead and put these back because that's not represented. Now these would be down on the bottom and also made out of dirt, so that we can plant our saplings on it. But basically what I was testing out in the creative world was, if, let's say for instance, now I'm not sure if that's the center, but let's say that is the center. This actually looks like it might be pretty close to where the center is going to be. And if that's the case, what you can actually do is you can figure out which way is north. So I can point this way, and I know that this direction is north. And also west. So you want to figure out which way is north and west. If you plant your trees such that you do a sapling on 1, 2, 3, 4, and then grow a tall spruce, you can come right beside it and go 1, 2, 3, 4 and grow another one. And then you come over here and go 1, 2, 3, 4 and grow another one. And as long as your last one is here and there are no blocks in this place on the northwest corner, which is this corner right here, then you can plant 1, 2, 3, 4 again, and it'll grow yet again another one. So we can actually grow 4 inside of our lighthouse. We should be able to grow 4 tall spruce trees at once. You know, you just bone meal them up, you know, hit them a few times with some bone meal, and they'll grow up. Now if we do that and it doesn't work out, we still have the 2x2 in the middle that we can use, and also the 2x2 in the middle. If we grow a jungle tree, I definitely don't want to go off to any of these edges and grow a jungle tree because it could branch off and possibly damage our structure. So let me go ahead and I'll just go ahead and knock these out right here, because what I want to do now is I want to count out the blocks and figure out what the circle shape is going to be. So let me go sleep real fast and then we'll do that. Alright, so judging the center, you know, just kind of guessing and knowing that I want a little bit of space between this front edge and the edge over here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in a few blocks here, probably about right here. And the way this circle is going to work is I'm going to put down 6 blocks. And let's see, I think I'll start right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's see, does that look centered? It does not. It also looks too far to this way. So I'll start the next one maybe right here. And we'll just take these out again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's see, does that look centered? Maybe over 1 block. Alright, so there's 6 blocks, and that does look kind of centered. It gives us 3 blocks of grass on this side, which is enough area. You know, we could put a little fountain out here, make this area a nice little balcony area to hang out and look over the harbor. So for the circle, the next step is you go out 2 blocks, and because I did 6 here, this is going to be an even number build, but you still want to go out 2 here, and then 1 diagonal, and then 2 the other way, and then the next 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that will form the first quarter of the circle. And just looking at it here, so yep, got 3 blocks here between the corner there and this corner here, so that stays. And then the other part of it goes out 2, then diagonal, and then 2 in this way, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And then out 2, diagonal, over 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we did it correctly, we should get a circle if we put this block and this block. So that looks like we worked it out correctly. Now let me go. I'm going to fly up again, and we're going to see how this circle sits here on our base. And to be quite honest with you, it looks a little bit small for the size of the tree farm that we want. So I might end up making it a little bit bigger. But let's fly up real quick and take a look at it, see what it looks like. If I could fly. If I could fly. There we go. And just for fun, because I don't really have a use for these slow falling potions all that often. Well, it is a circle. I mean, you know, it's a Minecraft circle. It's about as circle as a circle can be in Minecraft. It is a little bit. I do like this edge here and this edge here, but it's a little bit small. I think we're going to need to make it a little bit bigger. So let me go look up one of those Minecraft circle calculator doohickeys, and I'll see if we can have an even number out this way that'll expand our circle around, and we'll get a little bit bigger base going. So I'll go do that, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back, and as you can see, I did make the circle just a little bit bigger. This time it is an 18 by 18 circle, so it's an 18 wide circle, and I think that fills out the area quite nicely, and it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable about the amount of space that we're going to have for the tree farm underneath. So yeah, so I think what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and build up the circle about 3 tall, and then that way we'll figure out where our entrance doorway is going to be, which I think I'll put right over here on this back side, and that way if we have a path that leads over to this path, we can put some little buildings around here and start working on building up this area. I really do want to put some more development into this area, and I think it's going to work out pretty nicely with the lighthouse here, because like I said in the last episode, this will act like an anchor for the aesthetics of this area. So also for the scale. So if this is a super massive big structure, then it'll probably only look good if we have bigger buildings around here. And I don't want to just build any buildings just for building's sake. For now, because we're still kind of in the building up farms type stage of the the early game, and I think that if we put together a couple of nice sized buildings that kind of go with the lighthouse, and maybe one big building here like a warehouse that we can use for our storage and things like that, that connects over to a dock with some ships, things like that. So I don't want to go crazy with the with what I'm talking about right now, because I want to just keep it just a step by step. But I think the style and the size and the scale of this lighthouse is going to be a big determining factor into what the rest of this little village is going to end up looking like. But I do want to I'm really excited for building it up, and I want to do some more exploring of my own creativity and figuring out how to push myself. So I think that's going to be it for now. I'll come back in the next episode, and we'll take a look at the progress that I've made. And basically what I'll do is, off camera, I'll go ahead and get the basis of the structure put together, and then maybe we'll see about trying to do one of those time-lapsey doohickey things so we can see me building up the structure. But it's been a good couple hours for me here. I know it's maybe even going to be a short episode this time, but I spent a lot of time on this little area right over here, and I have had a great time doing it. I really enjoyed filling out this little area, and I want to start working on and putting our hands on the rest of the area around our base here, and just leaving our mark and doing our little build thing. So thanks a lot for coming by, and I had a great time. I hope you enjoyed as well. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked the episode, and if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Hit the bell icon if you want to know when I've uploaded new episodes. And I am See You Later, and I will see you later, guys. See you later.